Hello, this is the stimulated recall, which I accidentally named the other one because I can't remember if it's IR or SR. So this is the SR. It's going to be labeled SR, but so is the other one. Well, actually, I'll probably label this IR. Just know they're submitted in the right places.
So we know that we have many questions for Mr. Stallman, and we'll have time to do that towards the end of the presentation. But I think one of the things we'd like to start off with is, what brought you to Colorado Springs initially, and what was your experience like during those times?
I came here in
Okay. It was a little bit weird in the wording there. Definitely more of it was like PSC wording. I went, arrive here, experience kind of what, how. But, we're getting there.
June of 72. My mother had come to visit her.
Here, not have. I showed up, or I arrived, or need to work on those markers that show when, how, where things come to a place.
Her sister, who was a wife of a Fort Carson soldier, and
72, not 70U. 70U. What year? 70U. Numbers. Am I right? Okay. But I did add the marker, hey, this is a year. Hey, this is a month. That's something that I am trying to do more often, where it's like, time marker, so it's not just a random number thrown in your face. Also, I completely missed the part about the aunt. Didn't compute.
Mom came back to El Paso. She said, we're moving to Colorado Springs. I had never heard of Colorado Springs, didn't know it existed, and
I struggled with this part. I'd never heard of Colorado Springs, so I was like, heard? It's not right. I never knew about Colorado Springs. I never experienced it. Just working on those other things that you could have used in the moment.
I was here I said June, I actually came in July because I heard that they were giving the test for police cadet. So I came early to take the test. My mother came.
It is a dropped part. I said June, but it was actually July. But you still got to the point of, well, it was July. Even if I said June, part is not as necessary if you still are like, no, it was July when I got here. Hi, Cat.
Later, and I lived here from 1972 to 1980.
A month later. Could have just used later. A month future? I mean, yeah, but a month later. Would have been more accurate to what he said.
And so, were you expecting to be a part of the police department? Was that something that you've wanted to do since you were a kid? Or
no.
Was that because the test was open and you decided, let me give it a shot?
No, I wanted to join the police department because I was trying to make enough money to put myself.
And I thought it was focusing on the year in the later part of that, and so I missed the beginning of what she said and also the end of what she said. I got the middle, which is like, why did you join, basically, which that's the objective level. Why did you join? I missed the comments of, did you join because the test was, you could just take the test.
To college and become a high school PE teacher. I had no interest or knowledge of anything pertaining to law enforcement. It was just a means to an end.
High school. It's a high school PE teacher, not just a PE teacher in general.
However, once I got hired by the department, my motivation changed. It changed for two reasons. One, I was making more money. I was actually making twice the amount of money a college graduate in the teaching profession was making at that time. And two, I was having so much damn fun.
Graduate. Agent, don't forget your agents.
Just save them. Yeah.
Okay. And so you chose El Paso Community College. Was that because it was the only one in town? What were your experiences like?
It wasn't the only one in town.
I do actually agree with my choice to fingerspell it first because it became PPCC, and she said El Paso Community College. She didn't say EPCC.
And I actually went to UCCS for probably a semester or two, but they were not very accommodating in terms of my schedule as a police officer. You know, working shift work and everything else. They weren't very accommodating. Ultimately,
That sentence came out pretty nice. They didn't accommodate, they didn't match my schedule, work for police. I didn't know what to do for officer, so I just said for police. Yeah, that's what we got.
I left there and came to EPCC. For one, they had what was called police science as criminal justice these days.
He said EPCC. Mother guacamole, and I heard PPCC.
But they had the police science program, and I figure since I'm in law enforcement, I may as well take these police science courses. So I came to EPCC, enrolled in some police science courses, and would take a course here, a course there.
Courses. I'm pretty sure that someone showed me a sign for that, and I couldn't remember. And in the moment, you can see it because I'm like, classes, classes.
And then drop out, take another course here or there, that type of thing. I was young and foolish.
Drop out. If it was 4 years, if it was a 4-year university, you could drop out on one of the years, but it's a 2-year drop out. No, I mean, for him, it was what was it? 36. In any case.
You young people in this room, don't make the mistakes that I did.
Is it? Hold on. Foolish? I think I signed it correctly.
Get your education. Get it while you're young, while you have this time, because the circumstances of life are going to grip you real quick. And once that does, going to college is going.
This was a good substitution. The circumstances of life are going to grab you quick. Life happens. That's what it means. It means life happens.
It's going to be very, very difficult. In some cases, for some people, it's almost impossible. I didn't take advantage of the opportunity that was before me because, as I like to tell people, I was young, dumb, and stupid. Okay, I would sit in a classroom at the old EPCC. I would listen to instructors give me theory about what I was actually doing on the job, and I would reject their theory, and I would argue with them. I wasn't ready to accept that in my life.
This was actually good. I didn't say, I don't know what rejected is. I think it's, in any case, just showing out into the, that's wrong.
And so I dropped out of class, then eventually would come back and enroll another semester. It took me 36 years to get a college degree. 36 years from the time I graduated from high school.
Oh, it's enroll. It's not wrong, it's just not right. Because there is a sign for it.
1971. And the shame on that is on me. I should have had my degree long before that because the government was paying for cops to get an education back then. I know some cops that took advantage of that program and got.
In the moment, I questioned this decision if he said government or the state pays for it. Because it might be the state government, but it more likely is the federal government. In which case, you should have said government. Damn.
Got masters, and a couple I knew got PhDs. I hurt no one but myself. So for you young people, go to college now while you...
PhD. I had an expansion on what I thought he said. It got the gist of what he meant, but it was not correct.
You can, while you're young. The experience is even better for you then. Enjoy your college experience. And don't be a dummy like me and challenge your instructors, your professors over theory. Learn the...
Don't be a dummy like me. I think that it makes sense to say, don't the same as me. Because if he's already established what he's done, I'd ask a mentor on that. I'd like to ask a mentor. Thank you.
theory, then go put it into practical use. Okay?
Apply it. Yeah. There we go. Notifications.
And so you eventually went to finish your bachelor's in arts, correct? And so how important, with that story that you just stated, how important was it for you to return and finish?
It was very important. I had set a personal goal for myself.
That was a weird question. I had to think about that. I was like, to return and finish. She didn't say finish your degree. She just said return and finish, but for clarity's sake, finish your degree.
My first wife died of cancer in 2004, and I had to drop out of school for a couple of semesters to care for her. And a few months before she died.
First wife. He had multiple wives in his lifetime. That's an important detail. It's kind of important. Because according to this message, his only wife died. And so he has nobody. That's not true. Okay.
We talked, and she told me she wanted me to go back to school and finish my degree. After she passed away, I lingered for a little bit, and eventually I went back and completed an associate.
Lingered. I didn't. What do you do when you linger? Just sort of. You wait. You don't rest, so to say. I would have chosen differently if I had thought about it.
It's associates in science from Columbia College out of Columbia, Missouri. They had a campus in Salt Lake City. I got my associates and then continued my education. And in 2007, I got my bachelor's in criminal justice administration from Columbia College. So, again, it was 36 years for me to reach that plateau. And it
I missed the middle part where he talked about his associates.
was all because of my stubbornness. So,
Understood. What was it like to be the first African
Hi, ASL. It came out really nice there. Didn't do this, and this. Why? Stubborn.
American detective in the police department in Colorado Springs, especially in those times?
whenever you're the first black anything in this country, there's pressure on you. And that is a sad testament, ladies and gentlemen.
In country. This country. This country. Anyways, here's an interesting distinction. She used the term African American. He used the term when you're black. So that was interesting because I definitely had a moment where I was like, ooh, African American, just very specific. they have two different mindsets or different approaches to the language used to describe that race.
Into America. We should not be at a point where somebody who is the first black in this job or that job gets recognized as having accomplished something wonderful. We should be way past that. But we as a country are so bad.
They get recognized. I'm gonna have to think on that and come back to you.
Backwards that we have not reached that degree yet. When I joined the police department in 1972 as a cadet, I was the first black cadet hired in that program. I was the first black cadet to graduate and become a patrolman. And then in 1975,
Missed it. Became a patrolman. And I know I missed it.
I was the first black detective. Each time I was passing those milestones, I knew I was achieving something significant. But it shouldn't have been significant. This is America. I should have been just another cop in another assignment, but because I was black, that made it unique, that made it different. I had to prove myself. I knew all eyes were on me.
The expansion, because I missed part of it, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it fit his idea. It would have been better if I'd just got the actual content.
And I knew that if I screwed up, it was going to affect anybody coming up behind me. So I always had to be on my P's and Q's. I had to toe the line, probably more so than the white officers. And there's nothing.
It's interesting because he said he talked about the people that he used the word before, but what he actually meant is all the people that follow. Those people are going to be affected by my decisions. I even went, no, it's the people that come after him.
But I had to toe the line, and I had to make sure I did not screw up in that assignment.
Toe the line. I think that was actually pretty good change ahead to rules follow. Probably should have added must in there.
Okay. Not only for being the first black, but I was making drug cases. I was in narcotics. I was making drug cases, and my actions would affect somebody in terms of taking away their freedom and altering their life. So I had to be on top of my game at all times.
Taking their freedom. Missed it. That's okay. Okay. It was decent. Not bad. Decent. Someone would have passed a test if they needed to know the information on here, for the most part. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it.